Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another cast by the Dinosaur. I have another replay for you guys. Still on some old stuff, so this one already loaded. Fantastic. So let us introduce our players. In the bottom left, we have. He's fantastic. He's from OG. It is Tenza. Woo! Go team. And in the bottom right, with a very uninteresting name, we have our Protoss player, Barcode. Yes, Barcode Man. Throw that up there. Oh, and it looks like we are loading just a little bit of game data. If you will, just hold on. I'm going to fly across the map. Wait, make sure it grabs all the textures. Okay, enough of that. We're going to rein it in. Everything's going to be fantastic. So, we have a ZVP here on Frost. Again, I apologize as I do not have my good layout on here quite yet. Many things to do with this computer, but really wanted to get some games out to you guys very, very quickly. So let's throw up that production tab and see if we see anything of any importance, and we do not. Nothing really that big of a deal. That is a 13 Forge by our Protoss player. Now, will he scout in the right direction? Looks like he's hugging that right side wall. Looks like he's going northward. Or might be going straight for cross position. I believe so. Just going nice and bold. Just saying, you know what? I think it's scouting the cross position is so difficult. But perhaps he's going to look out for this Overlord, so he will only scout incorrectly once. Whereas he will have a slight advantage against the Zerg. And yes, this probe does come out. Oh, and does it not see? Oh, it just barely does not see that Overlord. Which is a little upsetting. He's going to start checking up here now for it, but it will not be coming in. So at this point, he doesn't know which way to send this probe. Still has no idea that this Overlord is there. And, oh no, the scout is going to the wrong location. It's going to be a little rough for him. He will know momentarily, though. Oh, just barely skating outside the vision. Maybe win this pylon. If he had any plans for scouting, they may be already over, as now he sees it coming in. Knows there's nothing there. Going to try to head down to the bottom left. No real guarantees that he's going to see anything of any importance. Depends on how fast Tenza gets out these lings to see if the Barcode player will get a scout. Looks like he's close, but decided just to go home. So, no idea, no scouting whatsoever, which is very key. Tenza going to get just enough for speedlings. Oh, and here we go. Now this probe is coming in. Going to see what he is able to see. Nothing there, just checking for that third base. Probably going to go up north just to double check, make sure there's absolutely no third base going down, and there is not yet, anyway. Tenza does not appear to have any immediate plans for that. Getting those speedlings right away, and they are out. They'll be heading across, searching around, going to check the third base for any sort of, pylon block, etc. Cannon rush, if you will, and does find this probe. We'll run that around for a little bit. So no real big deal there, and no real telltale signs, no +1 or anything. Cybernetics core just on its way. Secondary pylon going down, and both these players just droning and probing up, respectively. And there it is, a robotics. And this is a very early robo. May be indicative of something such as a Sentry Immortal all-in. Some players like this map, depending. Pylon placement up here is real nice with this ramp. If you can tuck along kind of the minerals here, work your way around. There's lots of edges, which really benefits Sentry Immortal. The edges are oh so key. You just cannot get caught out in the open like this base. It's going to be very difficult to get in there and get anything done unless he can skate up behind the mineral line up back here. So we'll have to see if I am correct on the Sentry Immortal all-in. There is a decent amount of sentries going down right now. We'll have to see. It looks like might line up here. It's got a little bit of room, and no, an observer first, so this will not be a Sentry Immortal all-in. You definitely don't waste time getting that observer. Meanwhile, Tenza getting the Roach Warren. Going to go right up into Roaches here, adding on that fourth gas. Excuse me, third and fourth gas. And sending over too many drones, but corrects his mistake. No harm, no foul there. So these players extremely passive, haven't even really visited the other side of the map too much. And what will this Overlord see? And it will see that this Forge is working on +1. That's going to be +1 weapons as expected. 2 more gates on the way. Some more sentries and things, and might try to do a little bit of a push out here with just kind of a low number of units. Can be nice if you warp in some zealots across the way, as his mineral count is getting pretty high. Warp gate's about finishing up, and I am very worried about the Barcode player's production, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a quick third base. I was going to say, because the production just wasn't quite there, floating with 500 minerals and just 3 gates. Tenza, meanwhile, is building just a little decent amount of lings. We'll have to see. Tenza, very much a fan of Muta and has some great Muta control. So we'll have to see. He is going into Hydras first, however. And these Zerglings are most likely going to check for this base quickly. And they will see that it is freshly built. And that's all the information he will get. And these Lings are going to come in. I don't expect them to do too much. Going to try to run into the main base. Oh, and there's nothing there. Oh, there's nothing there. Oh, Tenza potentially missed opportunity. Could have run into that main base. There was absolutely nothing blocking it. Now, finally, a block goes up. I'm sure our Barcode player was spamming the keyboard, desperately trying to get that up. Here comes across, and it looks like it's going to be kind of a Roach Hydra combination. Oh no, and I left Skype on accidentally. We'll have to hope I don't get messages as they come pouring in. Sad that the most exciting part of the game is this Skype messages. Let me go ahead and just nuke that real quick. Apologize about it, as I just got another one, so that was a good choice to do that. Alright, didn't miss anything too much. So, it looks like Barcode player will be going into Colossi. Meanwhile, Tenza adding on the Spire. Tenza can be really good about being one step ahead in terms of tech. Just recently was in a clan war and pretty much executed perfect PvZ play. Yes, I was correct. Just kind of always being one step ahead of the opponent. Getting that Spire up a little prematurely is a great example of that. And some control here. Oh, and isolating a good amount of Lings and a Hydralisk. Pretty good catch there by our Barcode player. Definitely like that. And with this Colossi out, these Hydras are going to be just a little bit exposed. Just trying to have a little bit of map presence, but now are going to see that Colossi and certainly run away. And the force fields are not quite there. Oh, that Hydra's on the run, and we'll get picked off. No real massive trades there, as it looks like our Barcode player adding on the Stargate and a Twilight Council, as well as more gates. Getting that 1-1. Zerg player getting that Hydralisk speed, which could have saved that last one. A good amount of Hydralisk here for Tenza. Now adding in Roaches finally. Oh, and a nice little pick-off there, making sure, kind of denying more scouting. Tenza a little bit of a supply lock currently, but as these Roaches pour in, Roaches being pretty heavy on the supply side. His fourth base popping up, getting his gases up and running. Tenza a little bit behind on the fourth base, but not in a terrible way, because he did get this big army, which I'm assuming he plans on using pretty quickly. Things like that are okay as long as you, really utilize whatever it is that you built. And Tenza's macro is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, it's pretty insane right now, just with the amount of income, keeping his minerals and gas very low. Especially gas. A lot of times you see Zergs, especially getting on a fourth base, will balloon upward and have a huge bank, but our Protoss player has been sitting around, 500 plus this whole time. Tenza in the sub 200s for good chunks of this, and efficient spending like that will show in the supply. Probe go ahead and hiding some pylons around the map, always a good thing, very much like seeing that. And now more Corruptors. There's 5 there. I think I saw 3 others. And no, he will go up to 7 total. I saw 2 others. Oh no, 7 total plus the 4 that are still on the way. Excuse me. He will have plenty of corruptors, going up to 11. And then droning up behind this to get a full max out. We'll pick off this, oh, this, there it is. I was going to say, that observer was just hanging out there. Nobody's business. And now our barcode player is going to be well aware of the Zerg's position. A slight supply block, which is very nice for him. One pylon's just about to finish up, but he won't be able to get many warpins off of it. And this base is heavily guarded with these cannons, but Tenza's just going to go ahead and go in anyway. And with that Overseer in there, he is perfectly ignoring the hallucinated Colossi and really picking apart all the Colossi. Meanwhile, this battle's going on. And zoom out just a little bit, but these Corruptors, there's nothing left. They need to get out of there, but with this Roach Hydra push, he's still got plenty left. Now the big warp in. Our barcode player may be able to push this back, but Tenza, look at that max out, just going right up to 14 more Roaches, so when they come across the map, it will be very nice for him. Apologies for being just a little bit zoomed in. And again, these pylons are a nice little thing for a barcode player later on. But look at this, Tenza already back, maxed out, picking off just the little things like that gas geyser. Decent force fields there, but the Blink is going down with Blink Stalkers, but now these Corruptors are flying past, and there's really nothing left. Tenza doesn't even have the best concave, now improving it actually, because these Stalkers are all stuck in a choke. Oh, and this Immortal will help plenty. These Corruptors are a little bit wasted, and our barcode player might be able to pull this off, but the second wave is coming, and that will be a much bigger deal. Show just how widespread this attack is. If we look at our units now, still 23 Roaches coming across the map, and 8 Hydras against just 12 Stalkers. Both of them have an insane economy at this point. We'll have to check. 11 gates is pretty good for a Protoss player. Maybe we'd like to see just a little bit more. Only 1 Stargate, 1 Robo, etc. But he is warping in as much as he can, extremely rapidly. And do not want to stay zoomed in. Apologies for that. And this is where I'd like to see Tenza figure out maybe if he wants to go into a Mutalisk switch, depending on what happens when he kills this army. There's a lot of Stalkers out here with +2. But we'll have to see. He may, Tenza likes doing things like adding on, you know, those flyer upgrades, even though he won't need them in the immediate future. I'm just gonna hit the army just a little bit. These Corruptors are flying over, but there's not really anything home. And look at this concave, absolutely great. And just all kinds of these little zealots, maybe perhaps making the barcode player think his army's bigger than it is. Pretty good blink backs. But the damage output for Tenza is killing these so fast, and that's all she wrote. Barcode, and he is so upset. Wow, he is just BMing so hard, especially a Protoss player, especially given how the PvT metagame is going right now, complaining about a race being OP. A little bit BM there. So, a great game from Tenza. Nothing real special about it, just kind of basically went at it and killed him. Great resupply, took some good engagements, was able to keep applying pressure to this third base, and clearly rage mode activated for a barcode player. So that will wrap up for this cast from the Dinosaur. I will catch you guys next time.